Monks dedicate their lives to meditation for specific cognitive gains, heightened creativity, and high-fidelity memory storage. Research into these deep meditative states points to a specific electrical signature, theta waves, pulsing between 4 and 8 Hz. While total mastery takes years, targeted somatic exercises can provide immediate access to this frequency for the rest of us. By combining these physical techniques with live EEG tracking, we can move the brain into deep relaxation and prove the shift is actually happening. Find a comfortable seat, put on your EEG device, and ensure the sensors are making good contact. Then open your companion app to the live data stream. Keep your eyes open for a moment. Right now, your brain is actively processing the room and my instructions. This chart shows your brain's frequency spectrum. Between 13 and 30 Hz, you're seeing your beta band. Beta represents your brain's standard working gear. This establishes our baseline for the rest of the protocol. At this stage, don't get distracted by the specific fluctuations in the numbers. Simply note where that peak sits. Recording this beta baseline is what allows us to later verify the biological frequency drop we're about to induce. The first rule of this protocol is simple. You cannot force your brain into relaxation if your physical body remains in a state of tension. To change our mental state, we use the vagus nerve. This is the anatomical pathway your body uses to signal safety to the internal organs. Place your index finger in the hollow area just above your ear canal. Gently massage the skin in small circles for about 30 seconds. As you do this, you should feel a physical release in your upper body. Specifically, your shoulders will likely drop away from your neck. This physical decompression causes a corresponding shift on your EEG. Those jagged beta spikes will begin to smooth out into more consistent waves. Achieving this somatic reset is a mandatory step that permits the brain to transition into deeper meditative gears. Close your eyes. This simple act reduces sensory input and begins shifting your brain into its idle mode. We'll use a specific breath pattern to deepen this. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, then exhale slowly through pursed lips for a count of 8. This extended exhale ratio engages your parasympathetic nervous system, which you can see as a steady increase in your heart rate variability. As you continue, your data will show your beta waves receding as your alpha waves, between 8 and 13 Hz, become the dominant signal. Reaching this alpha state confirms that you have moved past your automatic stress response and taken conscious control of your physiology. Maintain that slow breath. Now shift your internal focus to your frontal midline, the area right behind the center of your forehead. Let your mind drift toward the boundary of sleep. This is the hypnagogic state, where thoughts become untethered and imagery begins to arise. To stay conscious here, keep your posture completely upright. If you slouch, you risk falling into deep delta sleep and losing the awareness required for this exercise. As you hold this position, your app will show the final shift. Alpha activity slows down, allowing theta waves, between 4 and 8 Hz, to dominate the frontal channels. This is the exact frequency the hippocampus uses to organize information and encode new memories. Sustaining this frontal midline theta bridges the gap between your waking consciousness and the brain's deepest internal processing mode. Slowly open your eyes, end the session on your app, and look at your recorded timeline. Your data records the physical journey we just took, the initial beta plateau, the transition to alpha through breathwork, and finally, that distinct dip into theta. Consistently practicing this sequence trains the neural circuits to produce this elusive state on command, rather than waiting for it to happen by chance. By tracking this data over weeks, you are building a physical capacity for greater creativity, improved memory encoding, and more efficient emotional regulation.